Hello everyone, and welcome to the WildWeiler Weekly Wrap. As always, I am WildWeiler. You may have noticed last week that I didn't upload a weekly wrap. That is because I went on a short little mini vacation and decided when I got back that I would just make this week a double feature. That's right, everybody. I am going to put 2 weeks of content into this episode. I obviously am a professional furry VTuber and know how to surmise 2 weeks of activities and present them to you in what is traditionally a weekly show. Please only try this if you have the requisite experience. My first topic is The Gray Man. You may have heard about The Gray Man. It's reported that Netflix spent over $200 million on it, and I think for a movie that money was wasted. The Gray Man is a movie I should like. It has everything I want in an action thriller, namely Ana de Armas and Ryan Gosling. Unfortunately, it just didn't do it for me. I found it repetitive and flat as far as character personalities go. The good thing about The Gray Man is that it is on Netflix. If you have a Netflix subscription or you're borrowing somebody else's Netflix subscription, you can just go watch it yourself and let me know what you think in the comments. But before I move on, I need to talk about some things in The Gray Man that are a little spoilery. So if you don't want the movie spoiled, albeit minorly, skip ahead until the poster to my right, your left, is off the screen. Okay, so The Gray Man does this thing where its John Q protagonist character had an abusive father growing up, and that's why he's such a good assassin, because his father abused him into having superpowers or something stupid. And I hate this absolutely asinine plot device. It shows up all the time in a ton of media for no reason. It is in Supernatural, Dexter, Burn Notice, why is it in so many things? The list just goes on, and if you know of things, put them in the comments because I'm really trying to make a point here. This is the dumbest, it annoys me. It annoys me. The problem here is there's terrible fathers out there who actually believe this crap. They're always testing their sons, specifically their sons, I might add, and talking about being a man, righteous anger, and I just hate it. I hate this whole, I'm testing you to be a big, strong man. Oh yeah, Greg? Well, you work at a used car dealership, and here's the deal. That should be enough. That's a real job. You don't have to save the world, and more importantly, you don't have to treat your children like garbage in the hopes that they'll become mega assassins and save the world. It frustrates me, and it shows up a lot. And the idea that you can abuse children into having magic powers that make them good at killing people is something that is so pervasive in action media, and it doesn't need to be. So I really don't understand. But enough about that. Remember when I said I really was loving the gay club scene in Final Fantasy XIV? I like how the gay club scene is coming together as a community project in that game. It's unique and gay, and I love it. And at this point, I'm just barely dipping my Catboy toes into it, but it's nice. It's very nice. Well, I started writing a script for Final Fantasy XIV because I'm getting more into making Final Fantasy XIV content, and I also now make modern Final Fantasy XIV art, and I don't know what to do with that because I don't know where to put it, but I have it, and all I'll say on that is I love video games. I love video games. So, that's the first week of our weekly wrap. Then I went on the vacation I mentioned at the start of the video. I went to a very small town train museum, and can I just say that small town museums are the absolute best? You get to meet the most passionate people who are kind and very into the thing they love. And it is so amazing and different and kind of magical. And because in this instance, we were the only people at the museum, they just took us around and let us touch stuff. And it was like so cool. And I'm not saying that's every small town museum experience. I'm not saying you should go to them expecting that. But what I am saying is if you have an interest that lends itself to having small town museums, you should do some research to see if there's one you can travel to, because if it's a bad experience, it's some driving wasted and hey, you got out of your house for a bit. If it's a good experience, you will remember it for so long. So I really want to encourage you to try that. Like, I really do. I had such a great time, and I can't really get into it because all the pictures are like of me doing stuff, and on the internet I'm this. I'm a doggo. I'm a doggo. And they don't allow dogs in the museum, actually. So that was challenging. But anyways, refreshed from my trip, I jumped back into Alan Wake on Thursday, and it is starting to grind on me just a wee bit there. Basically, the back half of the game is really hard. Like, really hard. It's become an action shooter, but not in the way that Resident Evil games become an action shooter in the later half, because the shooting in the game isn't great. I couldn't tell you how much better or worse the heavy flashlight is compared to the regular flashlight, compared to the floodlight, the flare, the lantern, that's what they call it. It's just, I hope they tie it up well. I do enjoy the story. It's just the story has a lot of weight to it, and the gameplay can't hold that up. You know, if the gameplay is the foundation and the story's on top, the gameplay is failing the story. And actually, I do want to talk about that a little bit. I think the gameplay for video games is like the medium. And so you can't do an oil painting on a paper towel. It doesn't work. The paper towel will rip. There's a reason like you use canvas because it's a much thicker, sturdier medium for that. And so video games are the same way. If their gameplay can't support their story, you get a sort of weird break. So I think Alan Wake is in trouble of breaking a little bit, or dare I say, for me, it's already broken a little bit. I'll finish the game. I enjoy it, but I'm a little disappointed if I can be honest. And finally, I did a very short Skies of Arcadia Legends stream on Saturday. I'll be taking a break from that game for a week or two, and I'm going to play something else on Saturday. Don't know what yet, but it's just grating on me. We've been playing it for a while now, and it's showing its age. And I love it, and I'm not going to criticize it because I think it was still really good for its time. But I'm going to take a little break. So on Saturday, we're probably going to play Hitman. If I'm going to guess, probably going to play Hitman. But that does do it for the wrap this week. Streams coming up, obviously finishing out Alan Wake on Thursday. To be determined for Saturday, probably Hitman. But you never know. As always, the specific times for the streams can be found on my calendar over on Twitch. Link in the description. On YouTube this week, episode 16 of my Hitman Explosive Kills Challenge is coming out. It's Dartmoor, everybody! That's right, the breakout level of Hitman 3. Gorgeous, I absolutely love it. Which is why it's surprising that I don't remember anything about it. I couldn't tell you what I do. And that can't be a good thing. So, we'll find out together. As always, thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Bye.